Welcome to lesson 4. So your teacher will have set up a classroom and will have provided you with a link. For my kids, my students, I have posted the link in an announcement in our Google Classroom. So simply drag over this, right click and copy. Go back here to an empty screen and click, right click, paste and go, and this will take us to our classroom. Mr. Ayers, your teacher has invited you to join a class. Get started. You need to come up with a username. And quite often a lot of names will be taken, and you might have to spend a little bit of time here coming up with a name that you can remember. Make sure you write it down as well as your password. A lot of users, so a lot of names already taken there. There you go. Next step. January. Well, my birthday's not in January. I'm not changing it though. I'm just going to pick the year 2000. I wasn't born in 2000. But you need to enter something in all of these categories, or it won't work. So I'm not going to lie about my country. I'm from Canada. There you go. And next step. Hooray! Welcome to Scratch. So I'm going to go to class. From here, I'm going to hit Tips. Click on Tips and try the Getting Started tutorials. There we go. Now from here, my first thing I want to do is go and label this untitled script. I want to label it as lesson 4. Okay. Now we go over here, Getting Started with Scratch. Start moving. So shows motion up here. I'm on motion over here. Move 10 steps. So I drag this out, drop it there, hit the next thing. Now it's sound and play drum. Okay, so I go to sound, click, play drum, match it up, and they have attached it here. So there it is. It attaches. I go next. And they have move minus 10 steps. So I go back to motion. Well, there's only 10 steps here, so what do? Put it in there, and then I highlight the 10, and I actually put a dash in front of it. No spaces. There we go. Minus 10 steps. And then it says play drum. So we go to sound, bring this out. Notice they have showed a crash symbol here. This is a little bit tricky, I found. Click on this little arrow right inside here beside the 1. That's the drop down menu for the different sounds. So there we go. Other than that, the lesson is fairly straightforward. Keep working your way through the lesson. Now that you have worked your way through the lesson, it should look something like this. The stage is changed. The sprite is somewhere on the screen where you've placed it, along with Cassie Dance. Now, here's the code, block code for my sprite 1. I click over here on Cassie Dance, and here's my code for Cassie Dance. Now, for the sound, if I want to change the sound here, I go up here beside script, costume, I go to sounds. I click on that, and I can actually click right here, new sound, to choose from the library, or I can record a sound here. I'm just going to choose one from the library. Takes me to this page, and I might put, I don't know, how about Dance Celebrate? So I'm going to double click this, check it out. There we go. I'll go back to scripts up here. Pull this down, drop down menu right here, and I'll go dance celebrate. Okay. So now here's my script. When I click the start flag here, this will happen. When I click the start flag for this one, the sprite 1, this will happen. And notice when I hit the right arrow key, the colors will change. Let's try that now. On my keyboard, here's the right arrow key. Notice the color changing here. Now let's hit the start button, see if everything works. Well, looks like we have a little bit of a glitch. I hit the stop button. Notice Cassie's not dancing or moving around, changing costumes. So I am going to pull out the play sound, and notice that I have a competing sound over here. This is part of our debugging. So play drum, this may be confusing the computer. I have play drum sound going on here. When I change sprites, I also have a sound here. So I'll put that right there. And I might pull the sound out here, and I'll just leave it there, and let's see what happens now. A little bit of debugging going on.
Hey.
So pull this out and go back to my sprite 1. And I'll put the drum back in. Let's see if this works. Notice Cassie dancing. The drum beat's in there. So sometimes if you have competing code going on, it causes a bit of a glitch. So we're able to play one sound at a time. Okay, it is time for you to go on to the lesson page and complete your reflection and questions.